Check it out. Ford is finally going at it with the Mustang GTD. They're showing off online all these teasers of the Nurburgring times we're going to see over the horizon. I can't believe this time has finally come. We're going to see how Ford and the Mustang can stack up against the fastest cars in the world on the most legendary racetrack, I would say, in the world. Everyone knows the Nurburgring is such a pinnacle location for showing off what your new car can do. The track is insane. You guys know just how much I like it. I would love to go out there and track my own car on the Nurburgring. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Austin here from the Speed Phenom YouTube channel. Today we need to break down the Nurburgring lap time for the new Mustang GTD and go over the technical specifications with the upgrades that go alongside putting down a very fast lap at the Nurburgring. We're going to talk about the physics of a fast lap time, the type of upgrades a car needs, and the durability concerns we might have with the new Ford Mustang GTD in such a way that we can actually pull out information from previous Mustangs in the past, such as the Shelby GT500 and the carbon fiber trackback. So today, let's get straight into it and really find out how this new GTD can stack up against the competition, such as the new Porsche GT3 RS and the previous outgoing AMG GT Black Series. There's so many fast cars. There's so much fast competition out there for putting down good laps on the Nürburgring. I'm curious how America will fare. Will this be the fastest American vehicle to ever hit the Nürburgring? We're gonna find out. Here's the deal. The fastest American car to ever lap the Nürburgring was the Dodge Viper ACR. Put down a 7-minute and 1-second lap time, which is just crazy to think about. It's been how many years since the Dodge Viper ACR? Well, that was a vehicle from 2017. It's almost been 10 years. And it had a manual transmission, not even an automatic transmission. I'm sure they could have saved about a second with gear changes alone. It shows you how fast that Dodge Viper really was. More on that in a few. We need to really consider the fastest cars out there. What are they? Well, Porsches. Also AMGs, Lamborghinis. There's a lot of really impressive times that have been put down on that track from those European brands. For example, the kingpin right now is the AMG Project 1, but I'm not really going to count that because it's not a vehicle that you or me can just go out and buy. Let's talk about realistic cars that are not the most affordable, but they are driven. They're driven on the streets. People buy them and use them on the racetrack at a much higher percentage than these custom multi-million-dollar cars. A lot of these multi-million-dollar cars you'll never see once at the racetrack. Going back to the record times again, well, the fastest actual legitimate, I would say, not multi-million-dollar car that you're going to see on the Nürburgring was the AMG GT Black Series. Will it beat the AMG GT Black Series? Well, that car has over 700 horsepower. It's got tons of aerodynamics and extra aero upgrades for the track that you can use when you get to the track, such as extending out the front splitter and making the rear wing more aggressive to give you more rear end downforce. It doesn't have all the active aero trickery that the new GT3 RS has, but what I'm impressed about is how fast the GT3 RS is compared to it, even though it's lacking such a high amount of horsepower. Here's the deal. Let me share with you the formula to go fast on the Nürburgring, and we're going to really break it down regarding upgrades a car can have. We're going to ignore conditions or traffic. We're going to solely just focus on cars. First off, what is the trend that you see? If you look at the GT3 RS alongside the AMG GT Black Series, well, they're very different with the horsepower, right? One is 500 horsepower, the other one is 700 horsepower. Yet they're so similar in lap times. Yeah, the Porsche is just a fraction slower. It's such a minor difference on a 10-mile track. The Porsche is able to achieve a similar lap time to an AMG GT Black Series because what truly matters, from what I've experienced with racing over the years, is a variety of different things. Let me go through them right now. First off, super sticky and wide tires. This is absolutely critical because the only thing that's touching the ground are your tires. That's your contact patch. And if you don't have the right tires or the right shoes to go about whatever you're trying to tackle, you're not going to perform at your optimum performance. Therefore, you need the best shoes or best tires for the job because, again, that's the only thing physically connecting you to the road. When you have sticky tires, a certain tire could save you seconds on the racetrack. That is a Cup 2R. When Porsche was testing out their GT3s, the non-GT3 RSs, they did not come with Cup 2Rs originally for the prior generations. Now they can come with Michelin Pilot Sport Cup 2Rs, meaning that's the stickiest, the most sticky tire you can buy for a street car. They save 10 seconds just off the tires alone. I've noticed how fast these tires are. When you go to a regular track day with brand new Michelin Pilot Sport Cup 2Rs, you're about a second, maybe even 2 seconds faster a lap than someone running very expensive Trofeo Rs or Goodyear 3Rs. What happens over time? They don't last as long. It's kind of like putting on a super soft compound versus a medium or hard compound in Formula One. If you're familiar with racing, you know that there's different compounds or tire types you can choose depending on what you want to do. If you're playing a video game like Forza Motorsports, you can put on your super soft compound for your qualifying sessions to give you the fastest lap possible, but you don't really want to run with a qualifying tire. What you want to do is run with a tire that allows you to go for a good amount of time while not sacrificing too much lap speed. That's why usually during these races, a lot of these teams prefer to run on medium compound tires. It allows them to be consistent, very consistent. The first major point is having super wide tires, allowing you to put down all that mechanical grip perfectly onto the road. The heavier your vehicle, the wider tire you should probably have. Having a super wide tire on a heavier platform allows for that weight to be dissipated and hidden away much better. Therefore, having a 4,000-pound track car may not be a big deal if you have the widest tires ever on the market. Secondly, having the stickiest tires ever on the market will give you the ultimate lap time. Moving into the third major point, active aero or efficient aero. You don't necessarily need active aerodynamics, active wings that move, but it helps you quite drastically. Another shortcut to putting down a fast lap time is being efficient with aerodynamics. A lot of these brands are putting on something called underbody wishbones, these side strakes, where they help to divert air from the middle of the car and underneath out to the sides, giving you a suction effect because of the difference in pressurized air going underneath the car and on top of the car. What's really fascinating about these underbody side strakes, which you'll find this on so many vehicles now. My McLaren has it, the Z06 has it, the ZR1 has it. The next time you see any sports car, bend down underneath and see if you see any underbody blades. These help to give you more downforce by sucking the car down. However, they give you a really amazing upgrade you may not have considered. Well, they actually give you less drag than normally improving downforce, giving you the same type of suction effect by putting on a big wing or a big front splitter. The idea is this: you want to optimize a vehicle and balance it depending on what you want to do. If you're going to the racetrack and you want to put down a very fast lap time on the Nurburgring, obviously you want to maximize downforce. However, you have a problem when you hit a straightaway, like the big long final straightaway at the Nurburgring. You're kind of screwed. You need to get rid of all that downforce because the downforce will slow you down when it comes to going straight. When you go straight, you want to look kind of like a drag racer where you have no resistance. You want to slice through the air quite like this, literally, without having the air push you back or push you down. When you're getting a lot of downforce, you're usually getting a lot of drag to go with that, which will slow you down. The balance is finding what the amount of downforce works best for the car you're driving, depending on the conditions of the track you're driving on. This is why active aerodynamics is a cheat code. It's a shortcut to having the best of both worlds. You can have the fastest car in the corners with the most amount of downforce ever, but then you can delete all the negative performance detriments you get with having a high downforce car. So on a straightaway, the wing will just disappear in the front end. All those flaps will go flat to help you cut through the air faster. All these elements so far, the super wide tires, the stickiest tires imaginable, active aero, efficient aero, that's all on this new Mustang GTD, which means, if you're getting the point here, these are all elements that are found with the fastest cars on the Nurburgring. It would make sense to assume, predict that this GTD will be right up there with them. Now the fourth point, you need to have a very adaptable suspension system that can handle the harsh road conditions of hitting curves very hard on the Nurburgring and going through the different camber changes along the racetrack. If you can flatten out that contact patch, you have more grip on the ground at all times. The Mustang team could be dialing in the camber settings as well, well for this road course to really optimize the lap time. Anyways, having the right suspension set up with camber will make or break your lap time at the Nurburgring. Since the new Ford Mustang has the most advanced suspension system yet, actually originally on the Ford GT Mark IV, I'm pretty confident we're going to see a really impressive time. It's not lacking compared to the GT3 RS or the AMG GT Black Series so far. Let's keep talking. Point number 5, does horsepower really matter? I'm going to argue no, and I'm going to make this one short. You have a 500 horsepower Porsche almost keeping up with a 700 horsepower AMG GT Black Series. The difference is not as big as you think. Finally, we need to talk about the weight. Does the weight matter? I'm going to Google it right now. Aventador SVJ weight. How much does it truly weigh? It says 3,362 pounds. That's not right. That's going to be your dry weight. So let's look up curb weight of the SVJ. The curb weight of the Aventador SVJ is around 36 to 3,700 pounds. What does Motor Trend say? Okay, so for the convertible, it could be a different weight figure. Anyways, you're looking at high 3,000 pounds, close to 4,000 pounds in terms of weight of this Aventador SVJ. Now, I want to close off by talking about the weight of the AMG GT Black Series. AMG GT Black Series curb weight. The curb weight is going to be, wow, geez, 3,616 pounds. So definitely it's not super heavy. It's lighter than the Corvette Z06. Hopefully, is that correct? Yep, 3,632 pounds from Car and Driver. That means that these two cars will probably be lighter. Apparently, the Mustang GTD will weigh similarly to the GT500. The GT500 was a close to 4,000 pound Ford Mustang. We do know the Mustang has wider front tires than both the Aventador SVJ and the AMG GT Black Series, and it has more horsepower. The question is, will it beat them? I don't know. Those are just my thoughts. Hopefully they announce everything very soon. I want to know, what do you guys think? I'm sure this new Mustang GTD is going to be right there next to the GT3 RS. Ford won't stop talking about Porsche and their GT3 RS. I would love to see Mustang stand up there right beside Germany, Porsche, for that kind of lap time, for credibility. Anyways, please let me know your thoughts. Will it beat the AMG GT Black Series? Will it beat the GT3 RS? Please let me know. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, just help me out, and subscribe for much more great content coming out your way. While you do that, hit the notification bell. Let's keep up with all the new videos coming out when I post them. I'll see you in the next one.